going on, you guys? So it is tough right now for Vikings fans. If you know a Vikings fan, call them. Make sure they're okay right now. And I don't just mean because of how bad JJ McCarthy is. We'll get into that in just a second. But I mean the way you lose to the Chicago Bears, and it wasn't even like it was a loss where the Bears just dominated the Vikings. The Vikings just continually shot themselves in the foot, and it's kind of the same story that we've kind of experienced all season long, and it's just rough. But sun will rise again. That's a lesson I've learned over these last couple of days. And, I think the more and more I look at it, I understand that it sucks because, especially with how JJ McCarthy played at the last drive, we're not going to mention the other, 3 and 3/4 quarters, something like that. But I mean, the way he played on the last drive, that clutch trait that, is tough to come by, and just being able to put the throws in the right place and, convert and put your team in a position to win. Like JJ McCarthy did that at the end, but overall, just not good enough. Just not good enough. And obviously, Devin at the Skull Patrol will have whatever he's going to have up tonight and really kind of go into it. He was at the game, by the way, so that'll be something. But overall, it's just rough. It's just rough for the Vikings right now, where you have a young quarterback that, on one hand, he makes throws that just make you go, okay, all right, we got something. And then he makes a throw that you're just sitting there looking at the TV, wondering how he got here, right? And I know, some of the people in the comment section are going to come out and say, oh, they let go of Daniel Jones, or they let Daniel Jones walk. Oh, what about Sam Darnold right now? I would much rather have my dreams crushed now than in the first round of the playoffs when, Sam Darnold turns into a pumpkin. Yeah, said it. Say it again. Anyway, so I'm not giving up on JJ McCarthy. I don't know for those of you that experienced Teddy Bridgewater in his rookie season, like there were these games where I think there was a game against the Lions where he literally had 3 interceptions, and you're just like, oh my God. So it just got so rough. But not giving up on JJ, we got to see improvement. This is a couple of games now where he's thrown a couple of interceptions, 6 touchdowns this year, 8 picks. And I mean, if you're Peyton Manning, you're kind of hoping he plays the whole season, like he would have played the whole season so he could break the interception record. But at the same time, it's not because we have a lack of talent. It's because, the kid's learning. I'm not out here ready to give up on the kid yet. I know I'm probably like that. I'm definitely like that fan that's just like, we can change him. He's going to still do it. But at the end of the day, he shows flashes of greatness, and then he shows flashes of what are we doing. So I think ultimately it's tough right now, but I do think that the Vikings, you can take a lot away from the win or the loss, against the Bears, and 4-6. The window's closing, and I think Kevin O'Connell has to do a lot more in these next upcoming games. He's got to be able to put JJ in a better spot. He's got to be able to not necessarily be taking all those shots, because whether it's drops, whether it's ball placement, whatever it is, like for whatever reason, the running game is working right now, and JJ McCarthy's long balls are not. Let's just state a fact. So I think that when you talk about the winners and losers, really long way of me saying the winners and losers, obviously the first winner for me today is Dallas Turner. Dude absolutely balled out, and every step of the way, got a sack, had multiple pressures on Williams where he should have had sacks, but Williams is just a Houdini at this point. But Dallas Turner asked to do a lot more, in this particular scenario, and I think he stepped up today, definitely answered the bell. The offensive line, I don't think that JJ McCarthy was sacked today. Couple of pressures, but mainly those were on blitzes, but it wasn't like anybody won like glaringly. It wasn't like Drew Samia getting bench pressed or Garrett Bradbury getting bench pressed into the quarterback. It was the offensive line was actually pretty stout, so you got to give them their flowers there. Also, Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, I would argue that if we don't have both of those guys getting the ball a lot more in the future, then we've got ourselves much bigger problems. But overall on the day, you had both running backs run for over 100 yards. JJ McCarthy didn't even run. That's been one of the most underrated parts of his game. And we didn't do anything with that. Okay. But yeah, Aaron Jones, another winner, 16 for 70 yards was Aaron Jones. Jordan Mason had 6 for 45 and the lone Viking touchdown. The first Vikings touchdown. And it is what it is. That's been my new saying as of late. But Miles Price also had that big-time punt return that set up the Jordan Mason touchdown run, which was big. AVG got a sack, who looked really good. And, JJ McCarthy on that last drive looked really, really good. So I would give if we could just have that version of JJ McCarthy throughout all of it, I would love that, but it's not how it works. But overall, like losers, I mean, JJ McCarthy, he's got to stop. He's got to be able to, or at least Kevin O'Connell, he's got to put JJ McCarthy in better spots. We got to run the football. We got to be able to stop taking some of these long passes, and we just got to chill out. So I think ultimately, the Vikings have to run the football and put J.J. McCarthy in a better spot. That's what it comes down to. And we've got to convert third downs. We got to stay on the field, and we got to get our defense off the field. And if that means we run the ball 30 times a game, I don't care. So, losers, J.J. McCarthy, Kevin O'Connell, another loser in my mind. The defense, especially late in the game, I really felt like, I understand that the other team is going to get theirs, absolutely, not debating that at all. But the fact that you had multiple spots where you were in 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14, 2nd and 25. I mean, what are we doing? So it sucks. I mean, drops, defense letting up those 3rd and longs, not being able to get home on pressures. It's just like Williams did whatever he wanted today. It just sucked. And I don't know. I think that the Vikings, they're teetering. They definitely are teetering right now, and it's going to be something that, we definitely watch throughout the rest of the season. But not an easy day to be a Vikings fan, but overall, I do think that there's so many, like there's glimpses of JJ McCarthy making throws that just make you go, okay, like that zinger he had to Jefferson in stride, like blanket covered it, like really good coverage by the Bears in that play, and just not able to get it. So I don't know. We're gonna see how the rest of this goes, and I do envision the Vikings learning from this and getting better, but we got to see more. But overall, let us know what you guys think. Bears beating the Vikings today, 19-17, and I will see you on the next video.